So I wanted to do a reality check video, right? So since this is the second day in a row within 24 hours that somebody was traveling down Route 130 out front of my shop and the wheel came off. So we're gonna go right down here. And far the other lady made it in my previous video was right there. She decided to tow her car to her great mechanic, and her mechanic is probably why the wheel fell off. But she wanted to go back to her mechanic, the good mechanic. If your wheel falls off for any type of reason, and you have a mechanic, he's not a good mechanic. But how serious is it to have your front end knocking and banging and having your wheel come off? It is absolutely 100% dangerous. He was traveling 60 to 80 miles an hour when his wheel came off. Here's his vehicle. He still hasn't come to ask us for any help, but the cops have him, the police have him now. Did retrieve the wheel from the middle of the highway. In my 20 years here at my shop, I've seen 2 wheel offs. I've seen 2 wheel offs in less than 24 hours in front of my store. Is that crazy? That is crazy. If your front end is rattling, clanking, and banging, you are legitimately near putting yourself in danger and other people's lives in danger. So that tire came off in front of Majestic, and he was able to grind it all the way to a stop right there. That tire launched down the highway over to here. The last time I saw that happen, it was like a 10-car pileup major accident from one person's neglect. Another one I've seen was on a pest control truck, and he drifted into the street over there at the same time. His wheel went flying down Route 130. So I said I've seen 2 in my 20 years here during business hours. I've seen 2 in 24 hours right out front of my own shop. And nobody was hurt. If your front end is rattling and banging and making noise, you are near dangerous scenarios, and I don't think people understand. If your wheel is loose and getting ready to come off, it has been making sounds and noises for a long time before it falls off. That's a fact, and people just ignore it. And maybe it's because they're just used to driving around with their car rattling and banging from all over the place that they don't know. But that's what a good mechanic's for. Take it in and say, is this vehicle still safe? Yes or no? And if it's not, you park it. If you can't afford to fix it, don't put yourself in danger. Don't use up the resources that the taxpayers have because you're going to neglect your car. That's 2 in 24 hours right out front of my shop that the wheel has fallen off and nobody got hurt. And the customer from yesterday, or the person from yesterday, had no interest in us helping them. Supplying the part and labor, fixing and putting it back on. Now, I didn't know if the rim was any good. Probably not. Because when you drive with a wheel that's the lug nuts are left loose, it usually destroys the rim. So if you have an aluminum rim, it destroys the rim. And who knows what it did to the lug nuts or the hub bearings. Who even knows if the hub bearing's any good? But he wasn't interested in us helping him. The lady yesterday wasn't. We didn't even talk prices. We just said we can take care of it. It's parts, labor. Nope. This guy never said 2 words, I guess. He's going to wait for the police department to tow him off the road. But what is going on? Are people that stupid? I'm just going to say, are you really that stupid to drive your car around with your front end rattling and banging and your car shaking to death? Well, I see the death traps that come in here. So what makes their wheel off condition anything different than the customers that come in here? Like, thank God they found a good mechanic that says, hey, you know, your front end's falling apart. And we're not telling you any stories. Your front end is falling apart. That's why it's rattling and banging. It is not safe to drive.